Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an Outlaw Trails video, and this one is a little embarrassing. I'm titling this one Revisions. Okay, I published Outlaw Trails, and it is a workable game. It's fun, it's good for the whole family, it's very family oriented. Unfortunately, evidently, I'm not as thorough as I would like to be. I recently started a new campaign, and some of my players began finding oddities. Okay, mistakes. I screwed up some dates. I left out a pistol. And then there's those pesky explosives, which I completely left out. I've been gaming for almost 50 years, and in April of this year, April or July, I think it is, of next year, it'll be 50 years. And this is kind of embarrassing. Okay, it's really embarrassing. So I'm working on revisions for those of you who already have the book. I'm going to try to put as much of these revisions into this video as I can so you can update your copies without having to get a new book. For those of you I sent books to, yeah, this is for you too. First of all, the Captain Ball version of the revolving rifle. It's listed as a 38 caliber. It should be a 36 caliber. And all revolving rifles, whether they cap and ball or cartridge, use pistol ammunition. There is a 30 caliber cap and ball revolver, which I left out. The stats are it has a magazine of 5, ranges are 8, 15, and 30. Percentage for concealment is 65. Action points per shot is 3. Action points to reload one shot is 9. Percentage available is 80. This is a 30 caliber cap and ball revolver. The misfire is 90 plus. It was not extremely reliable. It cost $7 and became available in the year 1850. The 1867 revolving rifles should be on the chart with the cap and ball revolver weapons. The cap and ball weapons. I don't know how I screwed that up, but apparently I did. The later version, I think it's 1874, those are fine. But the 1867 revolving rifle should be on the chart with the cap and ball weapons because they are cap and ball weapons and they use pistol ammunition. Cap and ball pistol ammunition damage charts. The 30 caliber does a D6, the 36 does a D6 plus 1, and the 38 does a D6 plus 2. Okay. One of my players brought this up and in this new game, and I decided to make it an option for the game master. Taking the same skill off of 2 different lists can be counted as specialization, and that is an option that the game master can allow if he thinks that the players need a little extra oomph, and that's fine. It is an option. You don't have to. And finally, the explosives. Explosives are broken down into 3 different types. We have blasting powder per pound, dynamite 1 stick, and nitroglycerin 8 ounces. The base damage for 1 pound of blasting powder is 1d8 times 1d8. It has a secondary blast radius of 8 feet to 20 feet, so up to 7 feet it takes full damage. And a tertiary blast radius of 21 feet to 50 feet. The basic cost is 55 cents per pound. It's pretty cheap to make. And the percentage of availability is 75%, but there's a caveat with that. I put an asterisk because the availability has to be adjusted, and I'll get to that here in a minute. The year available for blasting powder was well before the Old West. I put 1600, but that's not an accurate date. But it's before, so everybody in the Old West should be able to have blasting powder. For 1 stick of dynamite, and I think they weigh about 1/4 of a pound each, or maybe a little less. Actually, a lot less. But anyway, they're very light. The base damage for 1 stick of dynamite is 1d10 times 1d10. The secondary blast radius is 11 feet to 30 feet. The tertiary blast radius is 31 feet to 60 feet. The basic cost for a stick of dynamite is 25 cents per stick. And the availability is 5% with that caveat, that asterisk. And the year available is 1868. That is going to become important when I read the availability adjustment. As for nitroglycerin, this is an 8-ounce container, probably a bottle. The base damage is 2d10 times 2d10. The secondary blast radius is 21 feet to 50 feet. The tertiary blast radius is 51 feet to 100 feet. The basic cost is $10 per 8-ounce bottle. It is extremely expensive. And the percentage available is 10% with that asterisk, that caveat I'm going to get to. And the year available is 1847. Blasting powder has been around for centuries. A version of blasting powder is basic gunpowder. It is readily available in many towns. Nitroglycerin is a chemical concoction which is so unstable that moving it from place to place is extremely dangerous. Transporting nitroglycerin is so risky that rather than transport it, it's usually made either on site or close by. People qualified to make nitroglycerin are very rare. Those qualified with the nerve to do so are even more so. Most vendors simply won't carry it. Those who do carry it have regular customers such as mining companies, railroads, or some kind of a construction company, and the contracted price will be much higher than the listed price. Possibly even 2 or 3 times the listed price. The 10% listed price, the 10% listed is for the vendors who do, the percentage available is listed for the vendors who do have regular customers. They usually, 90% of the time, they don't even carry it because it's just too dangerous. Otherwise, it would be a 0% chance. Dropping nitroglycerin or any serious bump or jostling during transport has a base chance of 10 to 40% to detonate the container, and usually all of the other explosives present out to and including the tertiary blast, the tertiary blast radius. This will, of course, augment the base damage and extend the blast radius accordingly. Transporting nitroglycerin is not to be taken lightly. Dynamite is essentially a stick of cotton or some sort of an equivalent material soaked in nitroglycerin to make it more stable. The mix is usually about 40%. It was invented in 1867 but didn't become readily available on the market for another year or so. The availability listed will need to be adjusted for the year of the game and the circumstances. Add 1% to the availability for each year after 1868. If the town is connected to any mining interests, add 30%. If there's a railroad or some kind of a construction nearby, add another 10%. This is that adjustment to that availability I was telling you about. Bullets will set off any of these explosives. The blast rate, when bullets are fired, the friction heats them up. Blasting powder is affected by heat. Dynamite is affected by heat. Nitroglycerin is affected by the impact. So yeah. Bullets will set off any of these explosives. The blast radii increase 10% for each additional amount of the charge. 5 sticks of dynamite will do 5 times the base damage with a secondary blast radius of 16.5 to 45 feet and a tertiary blast radius of 46 feet out to 90 feet. Explosives have a base damage which is done to anyone and anything in the immediate vicinity of the detonation. The secondary blast radius, anything in that area, takes 1/2 of the damage, while the tertiary blast radius inflicts 1/4 of the base damage. A charge of any type of explosive contained inside an area equal to or smaller than the secondary blast radius does triple damage to anything inside that container, including the container itself. For example, a bundle of 5 sticks of dynamite taped to the door of a safe inside a small room up to 45 feet across does 1d10 times 1d10 times 5 for the 5 sticks of dynamite times 3 for being in an enclosed space. And it'll damage everything and everyone within the room and the walls of the room as well. That section of the building may very well disappear. I would imagine pieces of the safe might land hundreds of yards away as well. It kind of makes you feel sorry for the miners underground using blasting powder, don't it? Yeah. Okay, as far as I know, that's it. Up to now, that's all the revisions. If I come up with some more, I'll make a video about it. If I find any more, I'll try to let you know. I hope you enjoyed playing Outlaw Trails, and my sincerest apologies for these obvious brain farts. Again, nobody's perfect. I never claim to be. I'm trying to make a workable game so everybody can have fun. If you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you could hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content on all of your social media platforms, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. And check me out over on Rumble for my political commentary and weekly current events. For those of you who don't know, Rumble is an alternative to YouTube. Okay? You type in Rumble on your search engine, and it'll take you right to it. Okay? If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page on Amazon.com. My pen name is H.L. Anderson. You can find all of my books there, including the Outlaw Trails role-playing game. Barring that, I hope you find something you like there, and I hope you enjoy reading it. I really hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all.